We will be turning this Phanteks website from this to this. Let's get started. So recently, I needed to upgrade my workstation to try out my hands in designing game UI, and I needed a bigger case for the upgraded components that I will be putting in on my computer. I always go with a Phanteks case because I really like their products, and if you're not familiar with Phanteks, they're a PC case manufacturer that has very good product design, and the quality of their cases has always been great. I like them because they're very minimal and not too gamery, if that's a word. So I was kind of surprised that when I checked out their website that the design looked very dated and didn't really fit the 2022 aesthetic that other websites has now. And for a company like Phanteks, it's kind of surprising because a lot of people use their products. This is the old design that we'll be redesigning on today's video. So the aesthetics looks okay since the white space is there, but the harsh shadows on the card and the slider leaves much to be desired. In this video series, I will be coming in not just as a product designer, but also a consultant. We'll be talking about redoing the whole branding of the site, as well as their marketing efforts, tech stack, and a whole lot of other things. Also, if you like this kind of videos, please like and subscribe. I upload twice a week, and the channel is all about product design, user experience, and web development. Before I start making my own version, let's go through the current design and explain to you why it should be updated or what I think is wrong with it. So this is the homepage. The first thing you see is a slider in the hero section. Generally, sliders are never a good idea because first, you're hiding content outside of the page. As UI designers, the biggest part of your job is to outline the information on the page in an understandable and concise way. Adding that extra step to making the user click on an arrow to see more information is generally not a good idea. The second part is the card design. It's very basic and those shadows are way too strong for 2022. The nature of web design has evolved into going with a very clean aesthetic with subtle shadows and light border around the element. Another problem with this design is it doesn't say anything else at all. No buy button, price, if it's in stock, or basically information that the user needs, whether they want to buy the item or not. The next is the awards. It's totally fine to showcase these, but they're way too big and they're from 2019. So it might be a good idea to update this for more current ones. Another problem with the current design is the navigation menu. If you're not familiar with the product line, you wouldn't understand what Eclipse, Enthoo, or Evolve is. This goes back to the idea that as product designers, your job is to make your designs as understandable and clear to your current and new customers. One last thing is, what else? The reason why Apple is very successful at selling their products is because they have created this image where people that use Apple products are cool, hip, in, or whatever. Obviously, that's not the case here, but that's a conversation for another video. But you can't deny, it works. And as a company, especially a manufacturer that sells physical products, you want to make your customers see themselves using your products in a good way. We will also be addressing this part in our redesign. So that's the general direction of our redesign. So let's get started. So this is the homepage. But first, pretend you're the CEO of Phanteks and I'm just a lowly designer explaining to you why I did what I did. And if you think I'm talking out of my ass, let me know in the comments below and I will do my best to explain it more. So we start with the header. The first thing that I added is a large prominent search bar on top of the page. This is important because one of the main reasons why users go to a website is to look for products that they like. I also added a light or dark mode switcher because web accessibility is very important these days, especially for e-commerce sites. For the links, I just used the current ones from the old website but laid them out in a better and more structured way. The next section will be the hero section. Instead of using a slider to showcase new products, I just created a simple grid just to showcase them. The next section that I added is a social proof call to action. The way I imagine this section is to redirect users to a gallery page where other Phanteks users have uploaded pictures of their setups to show off to other people. You might have to hire a person or two to ask the owners of the pictures that you will want to use them on your website. This can be called testimonials in some cases, or the term for it in the user experience context is social proof. It's a way of getting other people to trust your brand because other people already use them. That's why influencers are such a big thing these days because of social proof. The next section that I added is just a category page, but much bigger, And this is another way to showcase products that the company have and tell users that yes, we have this kind of products too. Aside from the giant category section, the next section that I added is a row of product cards. Looking at the old website right now, Phanteks is showing off their new GPU blocks. So it makes sense that we showcase them as well, but in a much better way. We added pricing data as well as multiple SKUs in that category. The goal here is to lessen the amount of clicks that a user will have to do before reaching the checkout page. Imagine you are the user and you have a particular GPU and you see this product on the home page. You click a link or a button, it will then redirect you to the checkout page. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? That should be the case here as well. I also added a blog section because it's very important for site visitors to know that the company is still running and putting content out there. The benefit of this is that you have a more official place for company news instead of just relying on Twitter. And if you have some interesting content on your site, other websites will link back to you, and that's good SEO. More visibility in search engines lead to more sales. But that doesn't mean you just put gibberish on your site and hope that you will rank first on Google or Bing. You actually have to create content that people will want to read. The next section would be the product bundles. This is similar to the GPU water blocks, but now we have more data in the cards. The title, the price, discounted price, as well as the CTAs. On these cards, I added two call to actions. One for adding it directly to the cart and having it as a favorite. And since we have that giant search bar in the header, it makes sense that we store all of these search queries and aggregate them to a list. This will be another funnel for more sales later on. Imagine you are shopping around for a PC case and you see this list and you realize, I also need PC case fans now. Instead of one sale, Phanteks has now two, so win-win. The next sections are very straightforward, the awards and the footer. You might think that the footer is the last thing you have to think about when it comes to web design, but it shouldn't. The footer is your last chance to make your users stay in your website and look for the things that they are looking for in your site that they didn't find in the first place. Whew! That was a long one. And after all of that, this is now the new homepage that we made together for Phanteks. We fixed the bad usability of the slider, updated the aesthetics, the branding, as well as added new sections that will help the company to achieve more sales later on. If you want to see the final designs from this video, there's a link to my website in the description below, and you can also access the Figma file so that you can see how the final design was made. And on the next video, we will be redesigning the product page as well as the other inner pages on the website. If you like this kind of videos, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.